On today's episode of the DeRaud-Messinger Show, we're rating the linebackers for Texas in the newest EA Sports college football video game. Longhorns fans, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. It's greatly appreciated. And check us out at HornSports.com for all the latest in Texas news. Now, Dylan, linebackers, I'm going to start with the star here. We've given the analogy of a caged dog just because as soon as you open that cage on the field, Dylan, Anthony Hill Jr. is going out there with no remorse, and he's going to tear all of your limbs off. So starting with him, of course, the great former freshman product. Now he's going to be a sophomore out of Denton Ryan. I'm giving him a 90. Dylan, are you aligned with our boy?
Yeah, I would almost go as high as 92, Devon. I think the biggest problem for him just during the season was just going at a straight line at the running back or quarterback and then them getting away from him, like misreading the assignment. But now as he's just gotten more conservative in his approach, tackling went up. He was just a great compliment in that linebacking core and ultimately moved into the starting position during his freshman year. So ultimately you can expect great things. And at that point, with just the name recognition that he was able to build and the defense needing an impact player, as we've talked about, where I've been having guys in like the high 80s, he's a prime candidate to be one of those guys getting that little white dot underneath it if they happen to do that, right? So I'll be going with the 92.
Yeah, as Dylan said, the only real blemish on that freshman campaign was gap control. And as the season went on, he got a little more patient, and it paid off, Dylan. 92 I would like to see, especially using EA Sports' video game for the Longhorns. I want those high ratings, Dylan. That defense is what's concerning on the video game front and on the field for this next season. But Anthony Hill Jr. is not a reason to be concerned. So I have the 90 for him. Dylan went a little bit higher. The next guy we got, the Alabama transfer, Kendrick Blackshire. Now, not playing too many snaps at Alabama. However, if you're on the Alabama roster, Dylan, you're competing with guys that are going to the NFL, and it's not too bad, is what I'm saying. It's not like you're competing for snaps at a D3 school. So, not going to be the highest of ratings, Dylan, and I might even go higher than what EA is going to give him, but I'm going to go a solid 80 here.
Yeah, I would definitely lean towards that 82, Devin, at the absolute highest, just given that he's going to be an athletic linebacker, able to move around the field and just be all over the place. But ultimately, you worry about just the coverage aspect in zone and man and how he's going to play in those assignments, right? And a lot, again, like we were talking about, not a ton of tape behind him, and all we know is that he was truly at Alabama and has plenty of experience just being a senior transfer, right? So I think I would go towards kind of the 82 route, just given the experience, rather than him just simply, like, let's say, coming out of high school.
And Dylan, physically, he's met really the eye test since he was, I think, 14. He's looked like he's been a 27-year-old NFL player.
He's looked the same. Yeah.
I'm telling you, since he was 14 out of Duncanville. So definitely has been quite the prodigy growing up. Now this might be the chance for him to get those snaps that he's been fighting for. And Dylan, Texas honestly is going to need that, just given the roster defensively, unless they plug in some different transfers that we haven't heard about yet. He's due for some severe playing time in a good way. Now, Dylan, the linebacker that I think also pleasantly surprised this past season, I got Dave Gabenda next on the list. He's going to round out the linebacker core officially here for us in the ratings. I'm going to name drop a different player shortly, Dylan. But Gabenda, yet again, the highest of expectations? No. However, he's surpassed those and actually become one of the consistent players for Texas defensively. I'm going to go with the 85.
I think that's fair. The one that came to mind for me was an 84. But again, with his speed, he's able to separate himself from a lot of other linebackers. Ultimately, you just didn't see him staying in that starting lineup most of the season because of Anthony Hill's just progression and talent level, right? So, again, not really knocking against him. Anthony Hill's a almost once-in-a-generation type of athlete at this point, Devin. So, Gavenda, he's in a good spot, again, with that speed and experience. I think 84, 85 is exactly where he should be at the moment, with obviously chances to move up like anybody else.
Now, Dylan, I'm going to talk about this year's Anthony Hill Jr., and that is Colin Simmons out of Duncanville. So we got the Duncanville pairing out of this group. Now, whether you want to consider him an edge or a linebacker, Dylan, it depends on your, I guess, beliefs in football. But Colin Simmons,
Yes.
he's a freshman, 5-star. I'm going to go with a 78. We gave Ryan Wingo a 78 on the offense at wide receiver. I think those 5-star freshmen, of course, have to prove it on the field before they're deserving of really anything, Dylan. But EA Sports, I think, will be quite kind. 78, room to grow over the course of the year, depending on how well he does, similar to Hill. Are you agreeing with me there?
Yeah, I would agree. I think that's a good preset. But if you're running like, let's say, an engage 8 on defense and everyone's blitzing, he's a good guy to have just coming off of the edge because no matter what, he's going to have a lot of speed and elusiveness just coming off the side, Devin.
Yeah, yeah, that was so eloquent, Dylan.
I
Now,
could not get that word out
it's
at
okay.
all. So,
Words are words, Dylan. More importantly than our ratings
yes.
and vocabulary, I guess. Let us know down below what you think of the linebacker group. What will they be rated in the video game? Let us know. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, have a great rest of your day.